Good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great evening. Can't believe it's Friday. Man, where did the week go? Time flies when you're having fun, right? But it's amazing to me just how quickly time does move these days. Einstein was right. Time is relative. Time speeds up as you get older. I remember laying in the backyard as a kid wondering if it would ever get to supper or ever get to the weekend or whatever it happened to be the next to them. Now you blink your eyes and you're late. So yes, that's the way it was supposed to be. The news overnight was taken as bullish. Germany's GDP came in well above the forecast. The EU's GDP was better than forecast. The only GDP in the EU that was unchanged was Italy. So that was taken as the reason to buy. The buying in Asia followed our markets up. Japan's stock market is the one that's down. The idea coming out of the United States was this economic news is getting to be so bad that the Fed can't raise interest rates and they can't stop their beneath the surface support of the market. So the Asia session usually follows the United States. If the market is going to turn, it'll turn in London, dependent upon news, of course. So what we have today, we have a pause day. And a pause day is generated by, it's the end of the auction. The dealers have to get all the paper out. They have to get their accounts balanced. They have to get all the money in. The large cash buyers of treasuries have shot their bullets. They're out of ammunition for this go-around. Two of the biggest players and market influences are usually removed from the market if there is no significant news, and there is no significant news today for the U.S. market. So my guess is we'll probably have pretty good support in the 4 area, the buck. We'll probably have pretty good resistance, 12 to 16, and I'm going to say we're going to close this market today at 08. Now that doesn't mean we close at 08. It's just that I'm starting to think, trying to look over the horizon and think about what might happen. Okay, if the stock markets crash today, we do not want to be short the financials. The E-mini made a new overnight session, new contract high in the overnight session. The DAX is above 11,000. So I think probably the first trade is a place to get short. And structurally, you could have a 6.5 sell right here. The 7.5 sell leaning against these. Hopefully we would be able to get it done at the top of value. On the buy side, because it is pointed lower, I'd like to get the buying done against the buck, but it may take 5s to get in. So we'll make 1 to 5, buy 1, and then 25 to 29, buy 2. The market is pointed lower, so the first trade is a sell to see if we can count the 04 level. And then we've got this 31.5 to 02 area down there, which would be the the next little bit of support. So number 1, number 2, and we'll see what happens. Today's news: import prices minus 3%. Export prices minus 0.8. Michigan sentiment, and this number could come in higher than forecast because of the strength in the stock market, 98.5. And equities, if they are going to look at some news, we'll look at the Michigan sentiment number. Okay, looking at the ZB, 30-year, the knob spread's off a little bit overnight. You can see that we're going to have pretty good support down here in this 4604 area, 4530, 4529. Got a low volume number at 6. We went just below that. So here we are. The buy is pretty aggressive, so I'd like to get it done closer to the buck, but 1 to 5. And then 25 to 29, leaning against this. And we don't usually have much problem getting to our number 2 levels. Mentally, I keep telling myself I'm going to compensate for that, but I haven't done it yet. We're at 8 right now. Got a little high there, so 13 to 17, sell 1. And then 22, 26, sell 2. We'll see if we can't get that done. And a trade getting short at 08 or better would be structurally, it's about as low as I'd want to go. Okay, gold, we had 25, 27, and basically 30 is a place to sell it, so got to the number 2 area. So 30 plus or minus, sell 1. 35 plus or minus, sell 2. Got volume at 23, 2250. We've got the bottom of value, so we'll make 21 to 19, buy 1. I2, 15 to 17. Now, this is the start of a 3-day weekend, and usually most players will not put on significant positions without a major piece of news. So it tends to create trading range markets. And in the stock market, the bias into a 3-day weekend is always higher. Make the retail accounts feel comfortable by holding and maintaining their length in the stock market. The macroeconomic news continues to deteriorate really around the globe. Overnight, China's stimulus last month increased borrowing or loans, which is seen as supportive for their economy. China has announced a $4 trillion construction projects to build high-speed trains all over the world. China would actually do that as opposed to our government, which announces construction projects, infrastructure projects, and then sends paychecks to people, usually government supporting entities like teachers, governments that are having trouble making payroll, etc., state governments. So it's a little bit different deal. China can actually pull that off. So the euro market today, again, stronger. I got to our number 2 sell point, so we got 113 minus, we've got 114.50 plus where resistance is, and it made it to our number 2 sell zone last night, and the market has started lower from there. Pretty good support down here in this 1375 area, so I think we can go a little bit lower than 1350 for buy 2. And our first sell is going to be 1400. Pretty aggressive, but got a pretty clean break up here at 20 to 30 for sell 2. I like to trade against 50 because it's a round number. People will cover shorts, will take profits at that level. Better than the 75, but this market tends to run 25, tends to run to the 75 level for some reason. I guess that's because the big guys won't let you make money initiating or acting at the buck. Okay, crude oil had a pretty good night last night. Apparently not everybody got the word in the Ukraine that the ceasefire was in effect. So that's where we find ourselves this morning. Brent hit 60 in the overnight market. So the clear rejection level is 53.50 to 54 up here. We're at 52.87. That is resistance. So 75 to the buck is S1. And then 50 to 75 will be S2. On the buy side, 51.75 to 52. Would like to long below that, so play for this area right in here, 25 to 50. And everybody's favorite contract. The bad news is good news. It means that the stimulus started by our Fed in March of 9 and to be started in March of 2015 by the European Central Bank will continue as is. They will not be raising interest rates sooner. It'll be done later as far as the United States is concerned, and Europe's ability to raise interest rates is well down the road. So quantitative easing, either overt or covert, is in effect around the world. Everybody's doing it. And the big mistake that was made in the Depression is that the Fed withdrew liquidity. That created runs on banks, and that made banks fail. So the Fed has learned that when things really get bad, that they'll prop up any and every bank overnight, and I think the world has done that. But where this excess liquidity goes, it's not in building factories, it's not in building plants, it goes into the stock market, or it goes into spreads, carry trades they call them. Borrow at a low rate, invest someplace else, put that in securities that pay more, and work the spread. And because the Fed, be it in China or Japan or the Europe or wherever G20 happens to be, will let you know when they're going to raise interest rates, everybody is confident that they'll be able to unwind those positions in an orderly fashion. It won't happen that way. Everybody will run for the door at the same time. So the stock market is high. We've made a new contract high. I mean, 21. Who's to doubt that we're going to see 2100 here, probably before the month is out. We were laughing on Tuesday that we might see a new contract high in the E-mini this week, and lo and behold, we got it last night. So here we are. You got resistance at 90, plus or minus. We'll have resistance at 95, plus or minus. So this is sell one, selling failure to take out 90. Then the second sell will be 94 to 96. If you want a structural sell, it's 99, 20, 99, 50. On the buy side, we're at 87. They've made us pay up, so this bottom of value is 82, 82, 84, buy one. And then last rotate down yesterday was 77, so we'll make maybe stop spin that 75, 77, buy two. Market's focus will be Michigan sentiment at 98.5. No one will pay any attention to import-export prices. Okay, the ploy is if you're going to take it higher, take it down right on the opening, knock the weak length out, then run it back up. So we'll look for that. Maybe have a chance to buy it on the cheap as the market opens up. Okay, take about 20 minutes to get everything up and posted and around. I'm going to get busy on that. I'll be back with you as soon as I can.